All right, well, here we are on July the 9th, Thursday. I'm going to do a little tour of the Calesa neighborhood from the vantage point of the DJI Mini 5 Pro drone. Very capable 1-inch sensor that is typical, real excellent, high quality camera sensor from DJI. So anyway, so we just departed my house and just flying over the adventure park right here, right underneath us here. And then kind of overview here of Sorrel Glen Phase 1. And this Phase 1 is where we bought our first property 2 years ago. It's off to the left, a little bit outside of the view of what we're looking at here. Anyway, flying over Sorrel Glen Phase 1, Calesa Sorrel Glen Phase 1. Kind of in the background there, you can see Del Webb, and well, first of all, kind of in the foreground, you see the church on the left in Calesa, and then that's Southwest 80th Avenue, and then Del Webb there in the background, looking out to the kind of the east southeast, I think. Yeah, and so now we're just kind of flying just to the, sorry, I said east south, it's west southwest really. Now we're kind of flying south a little bit. And the main road there to the left is Southwest 63rd Street, and that's probably the main entrance to Calesa there off of 80th, and that's the west entrance. And then on the left-hand side, that blank field there is the future home of Publix Shopping Center. You can see that concrete gravel pad there, kind of in the middle of the screen. That was where they used to have the construction offices for the development, and they've moved those. I don't know where they've moved them to, but there were like 1 or 2 trailer buildings that they were using for construction offices, but they've moved those. So this here's a traffic circle here, kind of overlooking on the left hand side there, Sorrel Glen Phase 1. On the right hand side, this is all Rowan Hills, and on the foreground there, that's the model homes where they're fenced, and there's a parking lot there to the left, and then you see those trails. And Dad and Susan, we rode our bikes and the cat trike through those trails there, partially through those trails, just to kind of give you a frame of reference there. But yeah, those are the model homes there, kind of on the right hand side of the screen there, that are kind of have that white fencing around it. And then coming back over here to Southwest 63rd Street, flying kind of a little bit over the church now, looking east. On the right hand side is again Rowan Hills. On the left hand side is Sorrel Glen Phase 1, and a little bit farther in the screen there, on the left is Sorrel Glen Phase 2, which is where our house is. And that group of trees in the top part of the screen in the center, that's going to be your guys' backyard there, Dad and Susan's backyard. So if you look at that, the row of houses that are, the backyards are adjacent to those trees, it's the third house from the left. Third house got 2 white cars parked in the driveway there. It's kind of right in the middle of the center screen. Those 3 houses there have a fence around it. The third house on the right there with the 2 cars in the driveway, 2 white cars, that's the house you guys are buying, Dad and Susan are buying. And of course, super nice view of that group of trees, that bald eagle loop, I think they call it, that little trail system that goes through those trees there. And then kind of looking off to the south, at Rowan Hills, and the model homes there on the right hand side, and the Publix future Publix building lot there on the right. Church on the very right hand side, just starting to come into view there. And again, that's 63rd, Southwest 63rd Street and 80th, Southwest 80th Avenue, right there on the main street there. And panning back over there to where Del Webb is. All right, and yeah, I'm actually recording this on my MacBook Pro just after the flight, of course, just doing a voiceover here. So anyway, panning back here to the left, looking south, now southeast, and back to the east. Once again, there in the very center of the screen, right there where I just zoomed into, is the Dad and Susan's future home. Super nice home with lots of great upgrades. It's the floor plan. The floor plan name just escaped me. I'll think of it in a minute. But it's a super nice house with lots of nice upgrades. Great backyard, super good location. And so if you go out of the driveway and go east there to the next road there, I have my map in front of me, but I forget the name of that street right offhand. I don't see it. But anyway, where that white car is kind of coming towards us there, that is the center Sorrel Glen entrance. And then you see that car that's kind of coming through the entrance right now. The gates are open, so normally you'd have to stop there and open the gate and stuff there. Then you can also see the golf cart path that, you know, kind of just sort of loops around right there. Starting to pan back around, looking more to the west here. See the house with the two white cars in the driveway.
It's 13 hours.
And it's 1 o'clock apparently. Yeah, you can see the center Sorrel Glen entrance there. And I'll try to figure out the road. I think that's Southwest 77th Avenue. And then, oh, yeah. So, yeah, just kind of a close-up view, zoomed-in view of Bald Eagle Loop, which is that clump of trees there in the background, and the trail system that goes through it. That trail system goes all through the whole development. So if you get on those trails and walk, you can just walk for several miles. I don't know, it's a handful of miles you could walk through the development there. So again, this is Sorrel Glen Phase 1, and these homes have been completed for a couple of years now. When we were buying our house, like exactly 2 years ago, a lot of the homes you're looking at right there were still under construction, and so a lot of those homes were either still under construction or almost finished, or, you know, somewhere like that. So you can kind of see the golf cart path there. You see the car coming out of and then right to the right of the car, or left of the car, the golf cart path there. And it goes all throughout the whole community. So coming up on the very center of the screen is the house, Grandpa and Susan's future house. See it there with a white fence around it, and a nice view of the back porch there. I tried to get in there and, you know, make some nice close-up shots. I don't want it to be too creepy like I was spying on them or anything, but I wanted to get some nice close-up shots of the house there. So it's a nice fence though. The fence is that white fence, and then but the back part of it is kind of slatted so that it doesn't completely block out the view. So this is kind of overlooking, right in the center of the screen is a driver retention area, and then in the center of the screen in the background you can see Adventure Park. The girls go play there sometimes. not as much as they used to, because they're busy with swimming and stuff. But on the houses that are here in the foreground, when we were buying our lot here 2 years ago, we looked at some of those lots, because all those houses you're looking at now, when we bought our house, that was completely, no houses had been started. They had just went up for sale, like the day that we were there to buy it. So those were all just blank lots. That's Southwest 63rd Street, the main road there. You see that gray truck kind of turning there, heading out to the east. And then there's a sidewalk on the right-hand side of it. And then as it's panning over there towards the south, that's all Sorrel Glen on the right-hand side of 63rd Street. More trails. That's another dry retention area that's kind of in the center of the screen, where the grass hasn't completely filled in yet. But you can see the trail system going through there. I think all these dry retention areas will eventually fill in with grass. Just the soil here is very sandy, just naturally sandy, so it takes a little while for that bahia grass to kind of take hold, but eventually it does. Yeah, so you can see Sorrel Glen. There's some green areas there. There's some dry retention areas. Those homes have been completed for, I don't know, I'd say maybe 2.5, 3 years now. All of those they finished all that Sorrel Glen area up probably about 3 years ago. So now looking out to the north, and there's a group of trees kind of coming into the center, kind of in the background, sort of coming in the center with that trail that loops around inside it. So just past that, if you keep looking there to the north, to the top of the screen, there's a green area. And then our house is just past the green area. So our house is kind of coming in starting to come into the center of the screen, just beyond that last green open area, not the clump of trees, but the green open area. Our house is that 2-story grayish house. Starting sort of flying right towards it right now. We specifically picked that lot because it overlooked to the front yard there, that green area, nice green area, and then the back is also going to be a green area before they start the next row of houses back there. So I'm flying directly towards our house right now. Flying over that clump of trees there. Those are live oaks and different hardwood trees that have been there for many years probably. Yeah, you can see that green area with the trail going kind of through the middle, sort of through the middle of it. And then our house right there, kind of in the center of all that, just past that green area. Our house has that trail to the right-hand side of it. So panning over here to the left, this is still Sorrel Glen Phase 2. The line that separates Sorrel Glen Phase 1 and 2 is right there where the adventure park is, that oval. There's that street that kind of goes north and south, if you can imagine a line going to the long axis of that adventure park oval, going kind of north and south. So that would kind of delineate the Sorrel Glen Phase 1 and 2. The drone's right now over Phase 2, looking at Phase 1. And now coming into the center of the screen is Dad and Susan's house there, sort of on the left top center of the screen. That group of trees in the left-hand corner. And then just this side of that is that dry retention area, and then there's a group of trees now in the center, and now coming into the adventure park. And then looking out over area that hasn't been developed yet. All of that land there is owned by the developer, the Colin family. And from what I have read, the Colin family bought all this property here in 1977. So they've owned it a good number of years. So I'm right on top of this nice little green area. And again, all these trails are interconnecting. So if you get on these trails, you could just walk for a long time. There, I'll again, our house is in the center, kind of center, right, almost smack in the center of the screen, with a trail going to the right-hand side of our house. In the far ground there, that is Chestnut Grove, and now coming into the center of the screen in the far that is Perlino Grove. And you see the traffic circle. Everything to the right of the traffic circle is Rowan Hills. I think this clip is about 25 minutes long, so there's about 10 more minutes. And I'm just kind of narrating this as I fly along. I purposely did not narrate this while I was flying, just because I thought it would be easier for me to sit down at my desk and just kind of watch and talk as I'm, watching it fly. So on the right-hand side of Rowan Hills, on the left-hand side of Southwest 63rd Street, this main street right here, the left-hand side is all Perlino Grove. This is 63rd Street, but as it makes that turn and starts turning going to the north, then it becomes actually right past that traffic circle that we just flew over, it turns into Southwest 67th Avenue. So as you're looking at the main street here now with that white car on it, that is actually went from 63rd to 67th Avenue, Southwest 63rd to Southwest 67th. There's the main entrance into Perlino. And again, you can see the golf cart path that kind of parallels the road. For the most part, parallels the road. But yeah, so that turns into 67th, and then 67th continues east there a little bit, and then starts turning to the north on the top left-hand side of the screen there. So this is all Perlino. And then in the background there, you can see the Chestnut Grove. And this video was just taken a couple days ago. So this was taken again July the 8th, 2 days ago. So it's pretty recent in terms of at the time of this recording here. There in the center of the screen on the top part, you see that one building there that's kind of in the middle of that field. Just to the right-hand side of 67th, that's Bay Laurel, which is the water company. But that was developer built, that building there. I'm not sure the relationship between Bay Laurel and the builder, but that building was built by the builder, and Bay Laurel is our water company here. But also in that building is our HOA offices. The HOA was previously in the fast swimming facility, but then they, I think they had plans all along to move it to the new building here. So you're looking at Chestnut Grove and all the progress that they've made so far on Chestnut. And now panning out back to the north and now to the west. You can see our street, which is Southwest 56th place, and there's the entrance there that there's like a black car that just kind of went through the entrance that's heading to the west. And our house is on the right hand side. It's on the north side of 56th, and it's the eighth house in on the right. So I just zoomed in a little bit. There's a dry retention pond right in the middle there. Oh, there's that's funny. There's Sam in the white van. I just realized that the other day when I was flying, and they just happened to be coming in at the same time I was up flying. I'm just sitting on our front porch, but that's our van right there, our white Pacifica that just came in. That was kind of funny. But our house, as they're driving up there in that white van, you can see our house is the eighth house on the right. You'll be able to see her turning into our house in the van there, just here in a couple moments. Just trying to move my screen around. So okay, so all this is I'm looking at Sorrel Glen Phase 1, and then kind of in the background you can see Sorrel Glen I'm in Phase 2, looking at Phase 2, but in the background off to the west over there is Phase 1. Now panning back to the east, the west and the, oh boy, and the south. So Dad and Susan's house is in the middle, towards the top third of the screen, almost in the middle. And you see that group of trees that's sort of in the center of the screen, and it's still kind of there in the center of the screen now. But Dad and Susan's house over there. So you can kind of see a relationship. If you pause the video right there, you can get an idea of where our house is in relation to your house there. So that road there that continues, that is, oh gosh, I can't get road information on that right now. But that's all Chestnut Grove, and you can see where the road goes there to that traffic circle on the left-hand side, then it continues to the right, to the east there, over to another traffic circle, and then that big building just beyond the traffic circle there is the Ina A. Academy, IACA. Ina was the lady, the mother or the wife of the developer. So that's why they call it Ina A. It's the Colon family. There's the school right there, the big building in the very center, top part of the screen. And on the left-hand side there, that other big white building a little farther back is the fast swimming facility. And Dad, if you'll recognize the property there that you were originally looking at, was that that sort of corner lot there, just beyond where that big truck is pulling that flatbed trailer. Just past that is kind of where you were looking at that one lot that you kind of liked there, that you and I drove past a few times on the golf cart, took pictures of and all that. Yeah, this area is still well under construction, and they're moving pretty fast on it. But that road there that kind of goes crossways across the screen there, east and west, and now coming onto the traffic circle and going south here, we will eventually use that road. Hopefully in 1 month from now, when we start back in school, we'll be using that road to go to school, either on the car or the golf cart. And that should save a little bit of time. We're not very far from the school anyway, but we're 1.5 miles from it. But it'll be a little nicer to ride that direction, or at least different. So all this field out here is eventually going to be homes. I think they said it was like a 15-year total project, but eventually all that's going to be homes. You can see that black fencing that they just put that black fencing around. If you'll notice there, towards the right-hand side of the screen in the center, see that black fencing that kind of delineates the backyards. And then on the right-hand side of that black fencing there is where the greenway is going to be. And so the developer started just putting that in a couple days ago, actually. So, which is a good sign. I think hopefully they're going to start, clearing that out and making it that nice greenway that it's supposed to be, like it is in the center of the screen. It's going to be something similar to that. So our house is just on the right-hand side there. I think I'm going to pan over to it. I think we're coming up close to the end of this video here, actually. Got another maybe minute or so. But there's our house right now, where that white truck there just past our house. And the trail goes to the right-hand side of our house. So our house is here, and then the trail is just to the right of our house. So pretty close to where you guys are going to have yours. There's a little zoomed in area, shot. But yeah, that 300 or 400 feet or so is going to of blank land is supposed to be like a nice greenway park. Actually, I think they're going to do like a frisbee golf kind of thing there. But yeah, all in all, that's looking north towards 38th Street, and the high school is on the left-hand, kind of the left-hand corner. If you see that area that's like cleared out there, that's the Westport High School, I believe they call it. So anyway, that's going to pretty much wrap it up. There I am, chilling out there in a nice 95-degree weather. Anyway, hope you guys like this. Hope it was helpful, and we'll see you next time. Bye.